one of the biggest strengths of our men's team is the depth that we have. Progression-wise, they came in at a very high volume over the summer. I think these guys saw the potential that they had with the returners that they had, returning all 7 from last year's national team. They were very aggressive in their summer training. So they really kind of came in at about their highest mileage, and we've kind of tried to maintain that training and make some increases in the intensity a little bit.
I've been consistently anywhere from 1st to 5th guy all year, no worse than that, and I really think that we've done what we need to do to perform well in the championship season. Like we've done a lot of hard training, which is maybe why our races haven't been as fast, but I think it's all going to start to come together here in the next couple of weeks.
Towards the end of the season, the demands of the event doesn't change really. It's still a 10,000 meter race that we've been preparing for all year. I keep telling the guys that there's not going to be any magical feeling as we try and peak for these 3 meets that matter: the conference meet, the regional meet, and hopefully the national meet. It's still 10,000 meters. It's still going to hurt just as much, but as we make certain changes in our training, backing off the distance of the long run, maybe taking some of the intensity is still there, but the total volume of intensity down a little bit, and the total volume in general down a little bit.
And we're going to introduce a lot more speed workouts, VO2 max type of things, where we're going to try to get that turnover in your legs so we can move fast, quicker in the later part of the races and kind of get some speed under our belt.
We try and tailor the workout specifically towards the courses that we'll be running, which Kutztown for PSAC, Lock Haven for the regional meet, and then the national meet out in Spokane. Fortunately, we've got guys that have had experience on those 3 courses, with 2 of them being in Pennsylvania. And Spokane have hosted the national meet a couple years ago, and Edinboro finished very well. So we're in a good place where we kind of know what we need to do in order to be successful on those courses.
I think it's definitely to Edinboro's advantage. It's got a lot of little rolling hills. Nothing like it was last year at Slippery Rocket Conference, where you start off at a huge uphill. But it's a tough course. I know Monroe and Denzio, 2 outstanding guys in the PSAC, they went 24:55 on a relatively tough course at Kutztown, and they went 23:55 at Paul Short. So that's just kind of like a barometer of how tough it is.
I mean, we've still been true to the pillars of the program that Coach Watts built, where we rely heavily on the long run. We love our tempos, and we like our longer intervals. It really hasn't changed a whole lot from that. Just kind of sharpening those things up a little bit.
It'd be cool to get a 30th overall, 3rd in a row. I mean, we've got the pieces in place to do it. We just need to do what we've been doing all year. Don't psych ourselves out. Our main focus is on nationals, which is I think still 5 or 6 weeks out in Spokane. But we're not going to overlook this.
Well, there is a little bit of pressure there, as the target is definitely on their back. Everybody has been touting Edinboro as number 1 in the conference and the regional since I arrived in August. And there is a little bit of pressure that goes with that. At the same point, historically, Edinboro's been very, very successful at the PSAC level. These guys take a lot of pride in their tradition.
All year long, we've had some good upfront power from Brian Diebel, and Dustin Thomas. And they've been running well all year. And aside from them, Matt Link, he's been running phenomenal all year. We've been able to depend on him all year long. Same thing with Logan Kempney. He's been another one of our solid upfront runners. He's only a sophomore, so he'll be looking to do some more good things in the future. Also, Mike Thielman, he's been coming along pretty well.
Again, the biggest strength of this program is our depth. Obviously, we've got some great front runners in Dustin Thomas and Brian Diebel and Matt Link. We've had a different front runner every major race that we've gone to and ran. Dylan Stevens actually is a guy without nationals experience that's really been shining for us this season. He's been in the top 5 every single meet, and really just made a tremendous jump from where he was as an athlete last year to this year, in my opinion, looking at results since I started in August. We've got some seniors that I think we're going to keep an eye on. Owen Vanesky's probably going to be running his last meet in an Edinboro uniform for the PSAC championships. He's a guy to watch. He'll definitely be wearing his heart on his sleeve and thinking about the tradition that's come before him at that time. Tim McConnell, Jordan Roos, they're all guys that have been running very, very well, looking sharp in practices and in races. And I think you're going to see that the strength of Edinboro at the PSAC championships is definitely in our pack. We don't have a front runner like some of the schools do that are going to go out there and win the meet, but I think we have the ability to put 5, 6, maybe even 7 guys in the top 10 to 15 runners, and I think that's where Edinboro's going to have their success.